Here's a strange thing about building wealth. Your first $100,000 can feel incredibly difficult. But once you get there, building the next $100,000 can become surprisingly easier. And no, it's not because you suddenly discover some secret investment. It's because your money starts doing something different. At $10,000, your effort is doing most of the work. At $100,000, your money starts joining the team, and that changes everything. But there's an important detail people often miss. Reaching $100,000 does not automatically make you wealthy. It gives you something much more valuable: momentum. Today, I'll show you exactly why wealth can accelerate after $100,000, what actually changes, and how to avoid the mistakes that can destroy that momentum. Part 1. Why the first $100,000 feels so hard. Think about the beginning. You have very little capital. Maybe you have $500 invested, then $2,000, then $5,000. Your investment returns might be positive, but they aren't changing your life. Why? Because the amount invested is still relatively small. Let's use a simple example. Imagine you have $5,000 invested and your portfolio earns a hypothetical 7% in a year. That's about $350 in growth. Useful? Absolutely. Life-changing? Probably not. Now imagine you have $100,000 invested and that same hypothetical 7% return occurs. That would be about $7,000 of growth. Same percentage, completely different dollar impact. This is one of the most important concepts in wealth building. Percentage returns become more powerful as the amount of money invested grows. And this is where beginners sometimes misunderstand compounding. They hear compound interest will make you rich, but compounding isn't magic. It needs a large enough base to become noticeable. 16.9. Part 2. Your money starts working harder. Imagine you're running a small business. At the beginning, you are the entire company. You find customers. You do the work. You make the money. You repeat. That's similar to building your first $100,000. Your income and savings rate are doing most of the heavy lifting. But once you've built meaningful capital, your money becomes another worker. And unlike you, it can potentially keep working while you're sleeping. Let's say someone has $100,000 invested. They continue adding $10,000 per year. Now there are two engines pushing the wealth forward. Engine 1, trade new money. That's your income and savings. Engine 2, existing capital. That's your investment, potentially growing over time. And the second engine gets bigger as the portfolio gets bigger. This creates a powerful feedback loop. Earn to save to invest to grow to repeat. The mistake is thinking, once I hit $100,000, I can stop doing everything. No, the goal isn't to stop. The goal is to make your existing money carry more of the workload. Part 3. The most important number isn't $100,000. Here's something that deserves more attention. Two people can both have $100,000 and have completely different financial futures. Person A has $100,000 but spends everything they earn. Person B has $100,000 and continues investing $10,000 or $15,000 every year. Those are very different situations. So don't obsess over the milestone itself. Pay attention to your wealth building system. How much can you consistently invest? How fast can you increase your income? How much debt is working against you? How much cash do you keep available for emergencies? And how much of your portfolio is actually diversified? Because $100,000 isn't a finish line. It's a platform. The better question isn't, how do I get to $100,000? It's, how do I build a financial machine that keeps working after I reach $100,000? Part 4. Your second $100,000 can come from multiple sources. Another reason wealth can accelerate is that your next $100,000 doesn't necessarily have to come entirely from your paycheck. It can come from several sources working together. Let's say you start with $100,000. Over several years, you might add money from your salary. Your investments may also grow. Your income might increase, and perhaps you find ways to reduce unnecessary expenses. Each improvement strengthens the others. Imagine your income rises from $50,000 to $70,000. You don't necessarily need to increase your lifestyle by $20,000. If you direct part of that increase toward investing, your annual contributions become larger. Now, you're not only benefiting from your existing capital, you're also feeding it faster. This is why income growth and investment growth should work together. Investing alone isn't the entire wealth building strategy. Neither is earning more money. You want both. The part people don't talk about, the middle. Now, here's something important. The hardest psychological part may not be getting from $0 to $10,000. It may be going from $10,000 to $50,000. Why? Because progress can feel painfully slow. You save for months, you look at your account, and it doesn't look dramatically different. This is where people start getting impatient. They see someone online claiming they doubled their money in a few months. Suddenly, a sensible plan feels boring. That's dangerous. Don't turn a long-term wealth goal into a race for excitement. Your job during this stage is simple. Keep increasing your income. Keep your expenses under control. Keep investing according to your plan. Keep avoiding unnecessary financial disasters. Boring can be incredibly powerful. Part 6, compounding needs time, not hype. There's another reason the later stages can feel easier. Time. Compounding rewards patience. Suppose you have $100,000 invested. If it experiences an average hypothetical 7% annual return without adding another dollar, the mathematical growth over time can become substantial. But here's the critical warning. 7% isn't guaranteed. Markets don't move in a straight line. Some years can be positive, some can be negative, and actual returns vary. That's why the lesson isn't put money somewhere and expect 7% every year. The lesson is give productive assets enough time to potentially compound. The longer your money remains invested, the more opportunity it has to grow. Part 7. $100,000 gives you options. There's another advantage to reaching $100,000 that has nothing to do with investment returns. It's flexibility. Having meaningful savings and investments can give you more options. You may be better prepared for an unexpected expense. You may have more freedom to change jobs. You may have the ability to take advantage of an opportunity without immediately going into debt. You can think about money differently because every financial decision doesn't have to be an emergency. But remember, investments aren't the same thing as emergency cash. Money you may need soon generally needs a different job than money you're investing for long-term goals. Wealth isn't just about having a big number on a screen. It's about having resources that allow you to make better decisions. Part 8. The biggest mistake after $100,000. The biggest mistake after reaching $100,000 is treating it like the finish line. It's not. It's the point where you should become even more intentional. Don't suddenly chase risky investments because you think you need to get rich faster. Don't assume every investment opportunity is a good opportunity. Don't increase your lifestyle simply because your portfolio looks bigger. And don't become obsessed with checking your investments every day. Instead, build a boring system. Keep increasing your earning power. Keep saving. Keep investing according to your long-term plan. Diversify appropriately. control unnecessary fees, maintain an emergency reserve, and review your strategy periodically. Boring can be incredibly powerful when repeated for years. If this video helped you see money differently, subscribe, share, like, comment for more simple, practical personal finance lessons designed to help you build wealth step by step. Part 9. The $100,000 Formula. So why does building wealth often get easier after $100,000? Because you've crossed an important threshold. Your capital is now large enough that investment growth can become more noticeable. Your experience is greater. Your financial habits are stronger. Your earning potential may be higher, and you have more options. But none of this happens automatically. The formula is simple: earn more, keep more, invest consistently, give it time, avoid blowing up the system. That's how momentum is created. Your first $100,000 is important. But the real victory isn't simply reaching the number. It's becoming the kind of person who knows what to do after reaching it. Because once you understand how to protect money, how to control lifestyle inflation, how to manage risk, how to keep investing, how to increase your income, and how to stay disciplined, you no longer need to start from zero every time something goes wrong. You have a system, and that's the real goal. Not just how can I become wealthy, but how can I build wealth that is strong enough to survive my mistakes? If you're currently working toward your first $100,000, don't worry about looking rich. Build the foundation. And if you've already crossed $100,000, don't immediately ask what you should buy next. Ask, what system will help me turn this first milestone into the next one? Because $100,000 isn't the finish line. It's proof that your system can work. Now your job is to make that system stronger. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. See you in my next video.